Good Tuesday morning. A few things to talk about today. Hopefully, 10 minutes is long enough because I've imposed a 10-minute self timer on myself. Let's get the microphone closer. That's one thing. Okay, I'll just drape it over. That way, or I'll just stick it in my ear. Um, who goes to the bathroom without something to read? I'm just going to say that. It's boring in there. Bring a book. That's what I do. um, BL Modding Group, you've got us questioning what you exactly are. Your pictures of Willow Springs has really got our curiosity piqued in how you're involved in whatever. If you watch us, just let us know. We're really curious as to where you're at, who you are, and how deeply you're involved. I mean, at one time I was very deeply involved. I was involved with 2 or 3 big modding groups, and I was everywhere. And then I kind of just slinkered away, and got away from it all because of all the infighting. But there was a time that was pretty prevalent. If you read some readmes, you see my name on quite a number of them, especially in our 2K stuff. I forgot. Oh, when you call your satellite company, I know I'm bouncing back and forth in subjects, but that's my way my brain works. You should have figured that out by now. And your internet's in and out all day long, and you tell them there's something wrong at their end. Because you know that it's not your end, because everything's good on your end, because you did everything you're supposed to do that they tell you to do on the phone when you call them. The first things they tell you. I've already done it, and they keep telling me to do it. And I was like, yeah, I've done it, but I'll do it again while we're on the phone. And then they put you on hold for 4 or 5 minutes after you've done all that, and the internet's still not back up, and they call back, oh, the problem was ours, and we fixed it. It's like, I told you the problem was yours. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Just because I'm having a problem connecting does not mean the problem isn't yours. I told them to check the gateway and see if the gateway was having problems. I'm guessing this guy had no clue what I was talking about. The low level, because they have 2 tiers, at least that I know of tech support at my internet provider, and tier 1 is who you get on the first, when you call, that's who you get. They just know how to do, unplug it for 2 minutes and let it, unplug it for 2 minutes. That's their basic dealio of how to fix the internet connection. This is after they ask you 500,000 questions to verify who you are. Why would I call and randomly say I'm such and such a person at such and such an address, or give them my phone number, or give them and not be calling what I'm calling about? They asked me for verifying my password after I give my name, my address, and the phone number associated with the account. Really? I'm not calling about my credit report. I'm calling about my internet. Why would I lie and say I'm not who I am? It makes no sense to me. I guess again, that's the old-fashioned thing. If I say who I am, that's who I am. Anyway, the internet was in and out all day yesterday, in and out, and it's got to the point where I called them finally later on at night, because it would be up for 2 or 3 hours and then go down for 10, 15 minutes and come back up, and I finally decided to call them, see what's going on, see if they fixed the problem or whatever, and that's with the runaround I got. And it still went out twice after I called them, after they said the problem was fixed, but it came back up around midnight and stayed up all night long. So that was that deal. That aggravated that living piss out of me, because I knew it wasn't at my end. I knew it was at their end, But they automatically, customer care automatically thinks it's on your problem. It's your end. It's the issue, not theirs, because they're perfect. Other than that, my satellite company's pretty good. I use Viasat, Exceed satellite internet, because I live out in the middle of the country, literally a town of like 500 people. And the internet and cable provider charges like $200 for basic cable and internet, and I pay $75 a month for my internet connection, so it pays off. And it's got its problems just like any other company, but that's that. And then they want you to add another $20 on for their phone line, because that eats into your bandwidth too. So they don't tell you that, but it does. Um, anyway, the Willow Springs, I'm gonna do a or Hellbank doesn't have the Willow Springs for GTL, so I'm gonna do a quick video of that a little later on and upload that. That's all part of that BL modding group thing. He posted some pictures over Sanad in our thread, and the trackside objects are familiar, so I know I've seen them in a track. I don't remember if it was. I've got a version in every sim of Willow Springs. It's a nice, fun little road course, So I just don't remember which one it is. So I'll probably wind up loading up every sim I have that has Willow Springs in it and running some laps. I like running laps there. It's a fun track. It's got its complicated corners, and it's got its nice big flowing high-speed corners. It's a fun track. It's in California, of course. Probably High Banks is about an hour from his house or less, something like that. Lucky him. We don't have stuff like that here in Iowa. Well, we do have one, Mid-America Motorplex, but that's like 3 hours away. Everything's like 2 to 3 hours away from where I sit, except for dirt tracks, which we have one in at least one in every county here in Iowa. Even if it's not on the registry, we still basically have a dirt track, and at least one in every county. We did have a go-kart track here in Marshalltown, which is the next closest town to where I live, but it didn't get used, so they kind of shut it down. I think you can bring your carts out there and pay to use it, but that's about it. They even painted over the sign last year that the track was there, so I don't even know if anybody ever uses it. I used to drive by it every day going to work, and I've never seen anything on it. So that's that. There was something else. I'll go do the hot lapping. It's a lot of fun. We have new kids coming in from all over the world trying to get involved and get in while the getting's good, because it's starting to pick up, and the thought is if we can get 10 to 20 guys, we may try something online. We are not sure yet where we're going with it, but we're just trying to push the driving side of the sim instead of just the painting and the mock seasons and the watching of the AI. That's a lot of us. It's the reason why we bought these sims, is to drive them, because you can't do it. None of us could ever afford to do this. There's no way you can go from a NASCAR stock car, cup car at Dover Downs, say, what we did this last weekend was Dover Downs, to a 1973 F1 car at the 73 configuration of Monza. There's no way you could do that unless you were a sim racer, and we can do that. That's the fun part of it. We can just do, if we have it, we can do it, and if we can't have it, we can find it. 90% of the stuff that exists out there, you just have to dig around and look for it, and a lot of it is out there, and we can run it. I like doing that. I like running the Formula E cars, even though they don't sound like race cars. It sounds just like a transmission line without the deep throat knot and rumble of an engine, which is kind of cool to me, because I like it. And then I run a lot of small cars. I like small, nimble little cars that you can whip around a track. Mazda Miatas, MX-5s. I have, that's an R Factor. I run a lot of them if you look down there. I do a lot of different things. I kind of stick to the main track when I'm learning, same track when I'm learning, which is Mid-America, but that's the way that is. And then of course the hot lap challenges that we have at Stannard helps you get away from your same track over and over again, and get you to learn new tracks, or different tracks, not new tracks per se, but different tracks, different cars that you knew were out there, but you just never downloaded, like the Spec Racers. I knew they were out there, I just never downloaded them, so I didn't really understand what they were. And then it's a fun little nimble car. I like driving it. It's something that, if anybody's got a little bit of real money, you can actually go out and do. So it's like that. Yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about. I think I covered most of it. If I don't remember, I need to write it down again. Yeah, Bill, list. I ain't that smart. I can think of it, but I really am not that smart. I just do what I do. Anyway, that's my 10 minutes. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast.